Most men send goodnight texts that get ignored, not because the words are bad, but because the feeling is wrong. A goodnight text isn't about being sweet. It's about what happens in her mind after she reads it. If she forgets it in 2 seconds, you did nothing. If she lies in bed thinking, replaying, feeling something, you did it right. In this video, I'll show you 6 powerful goodnight texts that work on female psychology. Not tricks, not copy-paste lines, but messages that create emotion, comfort, and quiet attraction. These aren't texts you spam every night. These are texts you use when you want her to feel you, even after the phone is off. Watch till the end, because the last one changes how she remembers you the next morning. Most men send goodnight texts like they're following a checklist. Goodnight fuss, blong a cuss, sleep well, sweet dreams. And that's it. Simple, safe, forgettable. You might think that's enough to stay in her mind. But here's the truth. It's not. A goodnight text isn't about being cute. It's not about sending hearts or emojis. It's not about trying to get a response before she closes her eyes. If you're sending texts like that, she forgets them before she even sleeps. Your words vanish into the endless scroll of her day, and she never thinks about you after she puts her phone down. So what makes a text memorable? What makes her go to bed replaying your words, wondering about you, feeling a little spark that stays with her all night? It's simple. It's not what you say. It's how you make her feel. Let's break it down. The mindset before you text. Before you even think about your words, you need to adjust your mindset. Most guys make the mistake of texting because they want something. They want her attention. They want validation. They want her to reply immediately. When a man texts from neediness, she feels it. Even if she doesn't consciously notice, her brain recognizes the pattern. You're chasing. You're trying to get. That's not attraction. That's a transaction. And no one wants a transaction at the end of the day. The mindset shift is this. You text to leave an impression, not to get a reply. You're not chasing her attention. You're leaving a thought in her mind. You're creating a feeling. You're planting a seed. And the best part, you don't have to say much. You don't need long paragraphs. You don't need cheesy lines. You just need precision and presence. Why not cute? Texts work against you. Now imagine you text her. Good night fuss, blong, a cuss, sweet dreams. Can't wait to talk tomorrow, Rudd. She reads it, and maybe she smiles. But what happens next? She puts her phone down and forgets it. It's a generic line. It's exactly what every other guy sends. Nothing in her brain sticks. Female psychology is simple but subtle. Women remember emotion. They remember when someone notices something about them that nobody else sees. That's it. The text itself doesn't matter. The feeling it triggers does. Think of it like this. If a stranger complimented her shoes, she might not remember it tomorrow. But if someone noticed how she handled a situation today, something specific, something personal, that sticks. That resonates. That's what keeps her thinking about you. How to notice without seeming creepy. Here's the tricky part. You don't want to be vague. Your amazing doesn't cut it. You also don't want to overdo it. I noticed the way your left eyebrow twitched when you smiled at your coworker. It was fascinating. Smulling fuss with hut-us is too much. The sweet spot is observation plus subtle admiration. You notice behavior, mood, or energy, not physical details. Something that reflects her personality or presence. Something she does that leaves an impression on you. For example, I liked how calm you were in that meeting today. That energy stayed with me. I can't stop thinking about the way you handled that argument earlier. You were so collected. The way you laughed at that little joke today. It's still in my head. Notice something real, specific, personal, and you don't explain it. You just point it out. That's the power. Example texts that work. Let's get practical. Here are some examples that trigger thought without neediness. Simple observation. Sleep well tonight. I was thinking about how sharp you were today. It was impressive. Mood reflection. Good night. You seemed a bit off earlier. I hope you get some rest. Subtle emotional connection. Rest easy tonight. You've been on my mind more than usual. Notice what all of these have in common. They are short, calm, and reflective. They don't demand a reply. They don't beg for attention. They just make her feel seen. Why she thinks about you all night. When you send one of these texts, her brain does the rest. She goes to bed thinking, did he really notice that? Why did he say that? He pays attention differently. Her mind fills in the silence. She imagines scenarios. She reflects on her day through the lens you introduced. You've created mental tension without doing anything aggressive. You've sparked curiosity and attention. That's how attraction works on a deeper level. It's subtle, invisible, yet powerful. The timing factor. Timing isn't everything, but it matters. Sending the text too early means she might forget it by the time she sleeps. Too late, and it feels rushed. The ideal window is when you know she's winding down, when her day is over, but her mind is still active. Think about the last hour before she goes to bed. That's your sweet spot. She's relaxed, scrolling her phone, thinking about the day. Your text lands there, planted like a quiet thought that blooms in her mind as she drifts off, avoiding common mistakes. Mistake 1, over-explaining. I just wanted to say goodnight because I care about you and hope you sleep well and dream happy dreams. Too much, overly wordy, heavy. It feels like a performance, not a genuine observation. Mistake 2, over-flattering. You're the most beautiful, amazing, perfect person I've ever met. This works in romance novels, not in real-life texting. It's generic, inflated, and feels manipulative. Mistake 3, emotional dependency. I can't sleep without talking to you. I miss you so much. This signals neediness. It makes her feel pressure, not attraction. The correct approach is short, specific, calm, observant. Let her emotions do the work. Storytelling to enhance impact. Let me give you a small scenario. Imagine a woman finishes a stressful day at work. She's tense. Her thoughts are scattered. She finally gets home, sets her phone on the table, and sees your text. You handled that chaos today better than anyone I know. Sleep well. She reads it. Her shoulders relax. A small smile appears. Her mind replays moments from her day, but now filtered through your recognition. You've acknowledged her competence and calm under pressure. By the time she closes her eyes, she's thinking about you. Not your text, not your intentions. You're in her mind because you reflected her reality back at her. That's far more powerful than any sweet dreams message. Making it natural, not forced. You can't fake this. If you try to craft a text without actually noticing something, it comes off awkward. Women sense authenticity. Your words must match your perception. If you didn't notice anything, don't force it. Instead, use calm, simple energy. Sleep well tonight. Hope tomorrow treats you better than today. Short, neutral. Still carries care without neediness. Still leaves her thinking about your thoughtfulness. Psychological underpinnings. Why does this work? Simple brain chemistry. The brain remembers novelty and specificity. A generic text is background noise. A specific observation triggers dopamine because it's unique and relevant to her experience. The brain processes emotional resonance over logical content. Your text doesn't need reasoning. It needs emotion. Curiosity is a driver of attention. When she notices you see her differently than others, her mind unconsciously engages with you. This is why observation, flattery every time, subtle escalation over time, powerful text isn't magic on its own. It's part of a rhythm. Once you master this first type, you can combine it with texts that trigger comfort, light tension, and anticipation. But the foundation is always make her feel seen, not chased. Start here. Send one small, authentic, observant text tonight. Notice the difference. Observe her reaction. If done right, she'll go to bed thinking about you, replaying moments, feeling quietly connected without you having asked for anything. Now that you understand the power of making her feel seen, let's go deeper. Layering depth. How to be remembered without words. Think about the last time someone truly noticed you. Not just a casual compliment, but something only you would recognize. That feeling stays with you, right? That's exactly the principle you want to apply with your goodnight text. You're not trying to impress. You're not trying to charm. You're creating a quiet, lingering awareness in her mind. That awareness sticks because it bypasses logic and goes straight to emotion. Hear how to layer depth. Reference a shared moment. Even small interactions matter. If she told a story about her day, pick one detail she mentioned and reference it. Example, sleep well. That story about the little bakery had me smiling all day. Acknowledge effort or mood. Notice how she handled challenges, even small ones. I noticed how patient you were today. Hope you get a peaceful night. Keep it subtle. Don't explain yourself. Don't overthink phrasing. Just point out something real. Her mind does the rest. How storytelling triggers emotion. Storytelling isn't just for books. When you frame your text like a mini story, even a single sentence, it sparks her imagination. Suddenly, she's not just reading words, she's experiencing them. For instance, sleep well. I keep replaying that moment when you smiled at the little kid in the cafe. It stayed with me. Notice the difference. It's not "you're cute." It's a scene, a memory, a subtle emotional connection. She remembers the feeling more than the text itself. Over time, this builds mental layering. She associates you with recognition, calm, subtle attention. You become part of her internal narrative. Emotional packing, calm and confident. The tone of your text matters more than you think. Emotional packing is crucial. Don't send frantic, needy messages. Don't overdo emojis. Keep it calm, confident, slightly mysterious. Even if your day was chaotic or you're eager to talk, let your text reflect composure. Women respond to steady energy. It communicates security, self-sufficiency, and subtle attraction. Think about it like this. You're sending a signal that she can relax, even if her day was stressful. You're a calm presence in her mental landscape. That's far more powerful than any sweet dreams gif. Repetition without predictability. You can use this style consistently, but the trick is variation. Don't repeat the exact wording every night. Instead, rotate types of observations. One night, notice mood. Sleep well. You seemed thoughtful today. Hope tomorrow feels lighter. Another night, reference shared interaction. Hope you rest. That laugh at lunch is still stuck in my head. Another night, subtle admiration for behavior. Good night. I was impressed with how composed you were in that call. By changing focus, but keeping the same calm, observant tone, you create a pattern she subconsciously recognizes. Attention without neediness, while keeping it fresh. The mental loop. Here's the secret. The brain loves loops. When you leave her with a thought that invites reflection, she goes over it repeatedly. For example, your text might say, "Sleep well. You handled that conversation today better than anyone I know." She goes to bed thinking, what exactly did he notice? Did I really handle it that well? Why did he text that instead of something else? Her mind spins through the moment, subtly linking you to positive emotions and curiosity. This loop is far stronger than a direct compliment. It's what keeps her thinking about you all night, avoiding the common pitfalls again. Even if you're mastering observation, don't fall into these traps. Over-apologizing. I hope you don't mind me texting so late. Undermines confidence. She should feel calm, not burdened. Over-explaining your intentions. I just wanted to tell you good night because I really like you and want you to feel happy. Too heavy. It shifts focus to you, not her. Over-flattering. You're literally the most amazing person in the world. Generic, inflated, loses authenticity. The key is precision and calmness. Say less, feel more. Let her brain fill in the gaps, making it cinematic. You can even craft your text like a mini movie. Think of a single frame that captures her essence in your eyes. Example, good night. I keep seeing that moment when you smiled at the stray dog outside the cafe. It made the day feel lighter. Why it works. Specific visual image. Small, meaningful action. Emotional resonance without overdoing it. By sending one frame like this, you invite her to replay it mentally. She ends the day with a scene starring both of you, even subtly. That's unforgettable. Psychological layers in one text. When done right, one simple text can hit multiple emotional triggers. Recognition. She feels noticed for something unique. Curiosity. She wants to understand why you sent this text. Subtle admiration. You appreciate her behavior, not just her looks. Calm energy. She feels secure, not pressured. Mental looping. She keeps replaying the moment in her mind. No long paragraphs. No begging. No emojis. Just simple, quiet, layered text. Real life application. Imagine you've spent the day with her, or talked about small moments. Instead of defaulting to good night, talk tomorrow, you craft something like, sleep well. That story about your coworker today kept me laughing in my head. Or if she's had a stressful day, hope you rest tonight. You stayed composed even when things went sideways by now. You understand why most goodnight texts fail. They're generic, needy, or forgettable. The ones that work don't scream for attention. They don't try to impress. They simply make her feel seen, noticed for something real, specific, and meaningful. That's the secret. One short, calm, observant text can plant a thought in her mind that blooms while she sleeps. She'll replay it, reflect on it, and feel a subtle connection without you having asked for anything. So tonight, when you send your text, remember, you're not chasing her. You're leaving an impression. You're creating a quiet tension, curiosity, and warmth, all in a single sentence. And that's only the beginning. Because in part 2, we'll dive into texts that create emotional safety, the kind that makes her feel comfortable, relaxed, and naturally drawn to you. If you apply this first point consistently, you'll notice something amazing. She doesn't just read your messages. She feels them. She remembers them. And she starts associating you with something deeper than just words on a screen. That's the foundation. That's the start of attraction that lasts.